everyone, and welcome to a very new video lesson from Essential English Language Skills. Today, we'll be discussing Module 3 from your transaction syllabus. This module is titled Grammar. Grammar is notoriously problematic for learners of English. Its difficulty leads to a great many common mistakes, which even native speakers frequently fall foul of. So the learning objective, before we start, the learning objective of this module is to familiarize the students or familiarize you with following grammatical structures. To begin with, tenses, and then to modals and question forms and negatives, and also we'll be discussing certain frequently used structures. So, what is grammar? Grammar is the whole system and structure of a language or of languages in general, usually taken as consisting of a syntax and morphology, and sometimes also phonology and semantics. So probably you might be thinking, why should I learn grammar, or why should one learn grammar? There are two major or important reasons why one should learn grammar, or why grammar needs to be taught. The first one, comprehensibility, and the second, acceptability. Comprehensibility. It is the extent to which a listener understands utterances produced by a speaker in a communication context and measures how easily the listener arrives at the speaker's intended message. And coming to acceptability. Acceptability is equally crucial. In some contexts, a person who speaks unacceptably may not be taken seriously or may be considered uneducated. So students need to develop fluency, that is ability to process different grammatical forms more rapidly and accurately than is required for mere comprehensibility. So let us take a quick glance on what we'll be discussing in this module. This particular module is divided into 9 grammatical frameworks for ease of discussion. So the 9 grammatical frameworks are: Grammatical Framework 1 will be a discussion on simple present, Grammatical Framework 2 on present continuous, Grammatical Framework 3 on simple past tense, Grammatical Framework 4 on past continuous, 5 on simple future, 6 on present perfect, and 7 on past perfect. So these are certain tense forms, and you know that tenses are 12 in number. And coming to Grammatical Framework 8, will be a discussion on conditional sentences, and Grammatical Framework 9 will be a discussion on modal verbs. Okay, I wish to explain certain keywords that will help you comprehend better. To start with, tenses. Tenses is a term that refers to the way verbs change their form in order to indicate at which time a situation occurs or an event takes place. I repeat, tenses is a term that refers to the way verbs change their form in order to indicate at which time a situation occurs or an event takes place. Time and tense are not overlapping concepts. Though tense is related to time, there is no one-to-one correspondence between the two. Tense is a grammatical category. Rather than with reality, it has to do with how events are placed, seen, and referred to along the past, present, future timeline. So 12 basic tenses in English are simple past, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous, simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. So we'll discuss them in detail in the upcoming sessions. To start with, Grammatical Framework 1. Simple present tense. So the simple present tense is used, or simple present tense is when you use a verb to tell about things that happen continuously in the present or continually in the present, like every day, every week, or every month. We use the simple present tense for anything that happens often or is factual, for universal facts. So here is an example. I go to school every day. So this is an action that happens continuously, right? So here are some signal words that you can spot in a sentence, and that will probably help you identify the word form that's being used in a sentence. So in case of simple present, every day, sometimes, always, often, usually, seldom, or never are the signal words. So as already discussed, the use of simple present is when an action that takes place in general, or an action that happens all the time or habitually in the past, present and future, or to discuss universal facts. So in all these instances, we go for simple present tense. So the form of simple present tense is he or she, it, he, she, it, or plus s or es, that is subject plus s or es. So here are certain examples in certain forms. That is for an affirmative sentence, I work, he works, I go, and he goes. Negative sentence, here are some examples. I don't work, he doesn't work, he don't go, he doesn't go. Examples for interrogative sentences, do I work, does he work, do I go, does he go. Okay, so I hope you understood what is meant by simple present tense and how it's being used. So now let us discuss certain practice questions from the session. So now we have to put, the question is like to put the words in the correct order. I'll give an example. The question, eats /dog/to/your/much. So you'll have to rearrange these words to form a meaningful sentence. So the answer is, your dog eats too much. So I hope you can arrange two of the given exercises in a similar manner. The first one, leave I that house in. Second one, badly violin plays the very Gina. Okay, this is a homework for you. Please attempt. Moving to the next question, how to make negative sentences. Before I discuss the question or practice questions, I would like to give a short note on how to answer this question. We use the present symbol in its negative form to deny situations that regularly, repeatedly, or always occur. When we use the present symbol in its negative form, we start with the subject, followed by do not, and the verb in its base form. In the third person singular, we use does not. Okay, for example, I don't work on important projects. The sentence is in present simple negative. Okay, so this sentence, that is, I do not work on important project, is in present simple negative. So we use do not followed by the base form of the verb to work. She doesn't work on important projects. Here the subject is she, so we use does not followed by the base form of the verb to work. Okay, so here is an example. I play chess in brackets cards. So you'll have to form a negative sentence from this positive statement. So the answer is, I don't play cards. In a similar manner, please try to answer the following sentences, or please try to convert the following positive sentences into negative sentences. He likes jazz. Debu remembers names very well. So how to make questions or frame questions? So we use do and does to make questions with the present symbol. I repeat, we use do and does to make questions with the present symbol. We use does for the third person singular, that is he, she, and it, and do for the others. We use do and does with question words like where, what, and when. So here's an example. Where do Angela and Rita live? So in other words, we use do and does or is or are as question words when we want to ask yes or no questions. We use does and is with third person singular pronouns, that is he, she, and it, and with singular noun forms. We use do and are with other personal pronouns like you, we, they, and with plural noun forms. Okay, so here is a question. They smoke. How to frame a question out of the sentence? So the answer is, do they smoke? Another example, Monica teaches French. How to frame a question out of this? Does Monica teach French? So how to frame WH questions? So here's a short note on that. WH questions are questions starting with WH words including what, when, where, who, whom, which, whose, why, and how. For example, what are you doing? Okay, so here we used the WH word what. So to create a WH question, start with the WH word, then add do or does, then the subject, that is a person or thing that does the action, followed by the base form of the verb, that is V1 form of the verb, and only then add the rest of the sentence. Example, when do you want to meet? Like, when do you want to meet me? So here is a sentence, a question from which we'll have to form a WH question. Where/she live? Question mark. So the answer, where does she live? So we use the suitable form of do in the sentence answer. So with this framework, we come to an end of this particular session of Module 3 Grammar. We'll be continuing in the upcoming sessions. Bye until then.